Hey racers, John Racer 3 here today, back for another Hot Wheels video, and today we've got a distance battle. I've got 32 cars all set up and lined up here to race on this brand new John Racer 3 distance track. It's been a while since I've made a distance battle, and this is one of my favorite tracks for distance racing that I've made in a long time. So let's go ahead and take a look at the track, take a look at the cars, and then get right into the racing and the little twist at the end of the tournament. First of all, let's start off with the track. It's a pretty standard start to the speedway with a huge downhill here going into turn one, which is of course the arc. We've got the Fun Tech Lab Run Seibel and Wind Seibel below there, looking really cool. Some Ferraris on it, but all of these cars should be really fast around the arc. None of them should be really failing like a lot of my other distance runs. Down into the JLH Craft Speed Trap to know their scale speed, and then this is where the fun happens in turn two. This is where sector one transitions to sector two, and we go to the spool heads two-laned turn, where the cars are going to be able to carry a lot of speed on that inside banking, go up a little bit, and then down into the spool heads fat track, which is a little different as soon as the cars remove themselves from the single lane and into the fat track. The first sector of fat track here is going to be pretty skinny, and then it widens out as well. So cars are going to be struggling a lot, transitioning from that turn two into the fat track without spinning out. And that's going to be one of the key factors that determines which cars go the farthest. Then it's pretty standard fat track, spool heads track into the spool heads turn three. And then on this fourth and final straightaway, cars will go all the way to the checkered flag. Now, if the cars cross this checkered flag here, they will be entered into a tournament, a 1 versus 1 tournament at the end of the video on a two-lane track that also goes into the spool heads fat track turn. So it should be some pretty exciting stuff, and we've got a lot of fast cars here, so let's go ahead and check them out. We've got 8 matchups, all with 4 cars in each matchup that we're going to be racing, and the goal is to find which one will go the farthest. We've got some from the previous distance championship, some that have never seen this track before, and others that I think would have just been fun to include. So giving them a brief overview, we got some Hypercars, McLaren W1, Ferrari SF90, Bugatti Bolide, and the Koenigsegg Jesko, or Jesko. I get a lot of comments of people telling me how to pronounce Koenigsegg, however you want to pronounce it. That's a Koenigsegg Jesko, and it should be fast. Moving on, we got a BMW Battle, we got some M3 and M3 Wagons as the highlights there. Formula One battle with, of course, the McLaren, the Red Bull, the Sauber, and the Mercedes. And then we transition into a Fast and Furious battle with the Mercedes, Toyota Supra, Honda S2000, and Dom's Charger. You can't go wrong in a a Fast and Furious battle without Dom's Chargers. Then we transition into the second half of the matchups here. We got a Mazda Miata and that 711 Toyota Supra that's going to be doing a distance run, see how far it can go. And we've got a Datsun wagon in the mix, another car to keep an eye on. That thing's pretty quick. Then we move into a Porsche battle with some beautiful looking Porsches, a Mario Kart battle, and then the final battle will be some Supercars that I think will just perform really well on the distance track to see who takes it there. So all of these cars will be competing with each other in their respective matchups to see which one is the fastest, but in the whole, it's going to come down to which cars can complete this distance track and race on to the tournament at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with these distance runs and these shorter matchups. I've got a brand new track set up and a lot of cars to test it. Here's the Ferrari SF90. This Ferrari SF90 is going to be the first car trailblazing this new distance track around that turn 2 spool heads turn. He's going to finish off right at the beginning of turn 3, 180 scale speed for the Ferrari. Not a bad run for the Ferrari, but there are a bunch of other hypercars trying to take him down. Let's see who takes it. Next, we've got the McLaren W1. This McLaren looks like he's already carrying a lot more speed than the Ferrari, but he's going to get a little bit loose coming out of turn 1, but it's going to be enough. He's going to manage to finish in front of the Ferrari. 205 scale speed for the McLaren. He got loose out of turn 2, but it didn't matter. He still took the lead away from the Ferrari. Next, let's try Bugatti Bolide. See what this Bugatti can do. Doesn't look like it's carrying as much speed as the McLaren. Look at that. Really slow around the apex of turn 2 there. And that's a really fast speed. Oh well, inaccurate speed trap aside, the Bugatti's not going to be catching up to the competition. And finally, let's race the Koenigsegg Jesko. See what this yellow Koenigsegg can do. Looks like he might have the speed to beat the McLaren. It looks like it. He's going to hug the inside of turn 3, pull out a really good distance, and beat the W1 at 193 scale speed. Next up, we got a BMW M3. See what this yellow M3 can do around turn 2. Can he keep it straight? It doesn't look like it. He's going to be bouncing off the walls and finish on the apex of turn 3. 203 scale speed. The BMW's fast, but he was bouncing off the walls. Let's see if any of the other BMWs can keep it straight. Our next BMW is an M3 Wagon. See if this M3 Wagon is fast. It was in the last distance battle. Can he keep it straight? Yes, he can. Look at that. A beautiful run for the M3 Wagon. It's the fastest car we've seen so far. 208 scale speed to the M3 Wagon is going to finish off on the 4th straightaway, and he's the farthest car we've seen. Not a bad run at all. Next up, got a BMW M4. See if this BMW M car has the speed, and I don't think it does. He's gonna finish on the apex of turn 2 on that Spoolhead's 2-lane groove track. He's not going any farther. 169 scale speed is not nice for this M4. Finally, we got a BMW 635 CSI. This is one of the newest Hot Wheels BMWs, and let's see what it can do on the distance track. Can he keep it straight? Looks like he can. He's gonna keep it straight, and he's gonna keep rolling, and he's just barely gonna come short of the win behind the M3 Wagon. 205 scale speed. Talk about a close matchup. Maybe if he didn't wiggle a lot after turn 2, he would have had the extra couple inches on the M3 Wagon, but it's still gonna be the M3 Wagon taking the win. Let's see what the Mercedes F1 team can do on the distance track. This Mercedes has been pretty quick in the Formula 1 season, but can it be fast on the Hot Wheels track? Look at that, he's gonna spin out right before turn 3. The back end just comes out from underneath him. He's barely gonna finish in front of the Ferrari SF90, but we still got 3 other Formula 1 teams who wanna try and take this one away from the Mercedes. All right, Team McLaren, let's see what you got. Let's see which McLaren driver's behind the wheel here. Can they keep it straight? They can, and the McLaren's gonna keep going all the way. A really good run from that McLaren. He's gonna be the farthest car and fastest car we've seen so far. He didn't quite complete the track, but I think it's safe to say Oscar Piastri's in this McLaren, and he has gapped the entire field. That'll be a tough act to follow. Let's see what this Red Bull can do. Does the Red Bull have the speed to catch the McLaren? The question we've been asking ourselves all year, and he's slowly gonna come around turn 3, finish behind the Koenigsegg, and is not gonna get close to the McLaren. I'm sorry, Red Bull, I think you need some upgrades if you wanna catch the Papaya team. Finally, let's test out the Kick Sauber. This Kick car has been pretty fast in Hot Wheels form, and it looks pretty fast now. He's gonna bounce off the wall coming out of turn 2, but it's still gonna be a really good run. The Kick Sauber finishes off on the 4th straightaway, but unfortunately behind the McLaren. Look at that, 225 through the speed trap for the Sauber, but it's not gonna be enough. He comes up just short, and it's gonna be the McLaren F1 car being the fastest car we've seen on the track yet. Mercedes AMG. See what this Fast and Furious car can do around turn 2. Can he keep it straight? He's gonna roll and get as much distance as he can. 176 scale speed for the Mercedes. Will that be enough to beat his Fast and Furious competitors? Let's find out. Next up, the Toyota Supra. One of the most iconic Fast and Furious cars. Looks like he's carrying a lot more speed. He's gonna keep it straight around turn 3. How far can he roll? The Supra. Can he pass the McLaren? It doesn't look like it. 203 scale speed for the Supra is fast, but he's not gonna catch that orange F1 car in front of him. Next up, the Honda S2000. Haven't raced this car on the track in a while. Let's see how well it can go. Keeping it straight around turn 2. That's what we like to see. Finishing on turn 3, just right next to the Red Bull Formula 1 car. 200 in scale speed for the S2000. And you can't have a Fast and Furious battle without Dom's Charger. See what Dom's Charger can do around turn 3. Can he keep it straight? He's gonna bounce off the walls, but not a bad run for Dom in that American muscle car, finishing off right after the apex of turn 3 and 1000 scale speed. Man, he was really fast. He was really fast, and he's probably really furious because he finished in 3rd in this matchup, and it's gonna be the orange Toyota Supra taking the win and almost becoming the fastest car we've seen on the track, but not quite. Is that a Supra? I believe it is. That is the 711 Hot Wheels Supra, and this thing is flying down the track. Look at the speed. It's going to go all the way, and the Supra is going to crush the checkered. 213 scale speed, and the first car to complete the new distance track is the 711 Toyota Supra. 711 is the first team to complete the distance track, but we'll see if he's the last, because next up we got the Mazda Miata. Can the Mazda Miata match up to the hype that Supra just ran? He's gonna drift coming out of turn 2. That is not what we wanted to see. Mr. Miata, man, this is a distance event, not a drift event. I mean, that was a cool drift and all, but you're not gonna be able to beat the Supra with moves like that. Next, let's side Nissan GTR R33. Got a bit of a Godzilla livery on this thing, and it does not look like it's carrying the speed. He's gonna roll all the way back down turn 2. That's just disappointing. Finally, one of the most notorious distance cars on this channel, we got the Datsun 510 wagon, this time in a gray and white livery, looking super sick. Can he catch up to the Toyota? It looks like it. He's gonna roll down. Can he cross the line? He can. The Datsun, just like the Supra, is gonna cross the finish line. 210 scale speed. The Datsun definitely had what it takes to complete the distance track, and he now makes 2 cars have completed the distance track. The Toyota Supra and the Datsun are in elite company. Next up, we got a 96 Porsche Carrera. See what this Carrera can do. Looks like he's carrying a decent amount of speed, but he's gonna be pretty slow around turn 2 and finish off right on that back straight. 174 scale speed. This Porsche was not as fast as I was expecting, but we got a couple more Porsches to go. See if anyone else can complete the track. Next up, we got a Porsche 934 Turbo RSR. This casting's fast, but can he keep it straight around turn 2? It looks like it, a really fast run for the Porsche, but he's gonna skid just around turn 3 and come to a halt after that drift, 200 in scale speed. Next up, we got a Porsche 911 GT3. In bright pink, this thing will be easy to spot on the track, but it's not gonna be super fast around turn 2. He's gonna finish just on the apex of turn 3 behind that BMW M3 at 200 scale speed again. And finally, we got a Matchbox Porsche 918. See what this 918 can do. A beautiful looking Matchbox casting. Looks like he's gonna keep it straight coming out of turn 2, hug the inside of turn 3, and finish off right behind that Red Bull F1 car. 195 scale speed for the 918. Well, in the battle of the Porsches, it's the 934 Turbo RSR taking the win, but there are still a couple more cars I want to race on this distance track, so comment down below. Who do you want to see next? You can't do some Hot Wheels races without Mario. See what this Mario Kart diecast can do. It's got a very short wheelbase. It'll be hard for him to keep it straight around turn 2, but look at that. He's gonna drift actually around turn 3. Not the best run for Mario. He definitely could have gone farther. Listen, Mario, I know part of your game is to drift around corners and stuff, but that's just not the play on this track. Next up, we got Donkey Kong. Let's see if he's gonna be able to keep it straight around the arc and around turn 2. Can he keep it straight? It looks like it. He's gonna drift going into turn 3. That's gonna kill a lot of his momentum to not catch Mario. Not a bad run for DK, but we still got 2 more Mario Kart cars to go. Let's see if Yoshi has the speed. Yoshi around the arc. Around turn 2, can he keep it straight? He's bouncing off the walls. He's gonna lose a lot of time, but he's still gonna finish in front of Donkey Kong. Not bad. And finally, we got Dry Bones. Let's see what Dry Bones can do. This is one of the faster Mario Kart cars. Does he have the speed to catch Mario? No! He's gonna drift into turn 3 just like everyone else and finish backwards. Well, Mario, with that late drift, you lucked out because your competition was also trying to drift, and that's just not how you win these distance battles. Yoshi 2nd, Dry Bones 3rd, and Donkey Kong 4th is gonna do it for this Mario Kart battle. Next up, we've got a Ferrari 365 GTB4. And don't be fooled by this old Ferrari. It's a new casting and it's also super fast. Look at the run from this Ferrari. He's going all the way and he's gonna cross the finish line to be the 3rd car to complete the track. What a run by the 365. The Ferrari is gonna cross the finish line, which is a huge marker for his competition to overcome. And look at the scale speed as well, 210 to cross the checkered line. That's quite the act to follow. Let's see if the Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato can catch him. A very fast Lamborghini hugging that inside, keeping it straight. Look at that run. The Lamborghini didn't touch like any walls whatsoever, but unfortunately he comes just like a 1.5 feet short of the checkered flag. 205 scale speed. He was just a little bit slower around the arc than the 365, and unfortunately he's gonna come up a little bit short, but still the fastest car to not cross the checkered is still a pretty good run. Next, we got a Pagani Utopia. This is a brand new color for this thing, and it's also looking pretty quick. Does the Utopia have the speed to catch up to the 365? It doesn't look like it. The back end fishtailing from underneath him. Again, 205 skill speed, so really fast around the arc, but the Pagani just doesn't have the speed on the straights. And finally, a USA Dodge Viper. Haven't had a lot of American cars in this battle, so the Viper's representing for the country. Let's see what the Viper can do. Can he keep it straight on the straightaway? Does he have the rolling speed to catch up to the Ferrari? He does! He barely crosses the finish line at the last second to become the 4th and final car to complete this distance track. What a battle. 2 out of the 4 cars completing the track, now making it a total of 4 cars completing this distance track, and wow, that was a really good battle. All right, how perfect is that? All 32 cars now on the distance track. After their run, it is a clean 4 cars that have crossed the checkered flag on this distance track. And now we're gonna do just a little tournament to see which one of these guys is the fastest in a 1v1 matchup. So we'll get that track set up, but before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor. As you subscribe to the channel by now, you already know about The Garage. The Garage is my Hot Wheels marketplace where I resell a bunch of old Hot Wheels that I don't need in my collection anymore to you guys for very affordable prices. And I'm also gonna be adding some brand new stuff to the marketplace as well that I cannot wait to show you guys, like these billboards and car stands that you're seeing on the screen right now. So if that's something that interests you, you can go ahead and click the link in my bio and get $5 off your first purchase, jr3garage.com. It would really support me and what I do, but without further ado, now that you guys know what the Garage is, let's go ahead and crown ourselves a winner of this battle. Before we get into a tournament with our top 4, let's go ahead and see how all of the other cars ended up after their distance runs. In the back, we got that Nissan and BMW that didn't even complete turn 2, all the way up to the Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato, which went the farthest without crossing the finish line, which means he's not going to be in this tournament, which if he did, it'd be interesting to do a tournament with 5 cars. But now we've got the even 4 to determine the overall winner of the tournament. And just take a look at this. We've got a bunch of F1 cars higher up in the grid than I thought that they would. The Mario Kart cars are very much dispersed in the middle of the pack as well, and a bunch of other cars that I was not expecting to see at the top here, like that Fast and Furious Supra, the Pagani Utopia, and the Porsche 934 Turbo RSR. I was not expecting to finish so far up, let alone 8th, not crossing the finish line. So without further ado, I'm gonna stop yapping and procrastinating. Let's go ahead and get into this final matchup. We've got the track all set up, the 2-lane into the Spoolheads fat track, and then I even raised the turn 1 to make the racing a little more interesting. And then it's gonna be a drag all the way from turn 1 to the start finish line, and whatever car can get to the finish line first 2 times in a row consecutively, we'll move on to the next round. And as you can see, we'll start with the semifinal matchups and then have a final matchup after we find the winners of this Toyota Supra versus the Ferrari 365, and then the Datsun versus the Dodge. Should be some really close matchups and some close racing. So let's go ahead and see which one of these cars is gonna take home the win. Supra on the outside, Ferrari on the inside. Let's see who takes race 1. And it's gonna be the Ferrari taking home the first win from the inside, beating out the Supra. Round 2, they switch lanes. If the Ferrari takes it, he's gonna move on to the finals. Can the Supra retaliate? It looks like he can, but the Ferrari's gonna come back on the inside. What a move! Unbelievable. The Ferrari's gonna move on to the next round, beating out the Toyota at the last second. That was crazy. A really close matchup between these 2 cars, but the Toyota Supra got loose and the Ferrari 365 capitalized. He's moving on to the finals, but who's going with him? We got the Dodge Viper and the Datsun Wagon about to race to see who moves on. Race number 1. Let's see what happens in 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be the Datsun this time getting the win over the Dodge, even after he got a little bit loose, but now they switch lanes. All right, the Datsun's on the inside now. If he wins, he moves on to the finale matchup. Can the Viper retaliate? They both spin, but the Datsun's gonna hold on to it. He's gonna get to the finish line first, and the Viper, unfortunately, is not going to the finals. So here you have it. We got a Ferrari and Datsun finale matchup. We got the Datsun 510 Wagon on the outside, and the Ferrari 365 on the inside. First car to 2 consecutive wins will be our champion. Let's see who it's gonna be. Datsun versus Ferrari, round 1. It's gonna be the Datsun absolutely flying to the finish, beating out the Ferrari in race 1. Let's see if the Ferrari can fight back on that outside. One more win for the Datsun and he wins it all. No miraculous comeback for the Ferrari this time. It's going to be the Datsun 510 wagon taking the win. Thank you guys so much for watching this tournament, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more distance racing in the future, comment down below, let me know so I know you guys want to see more, and I will make more for you guys. And also let me know, I recorded all of the horizontal clips that you saw in today's video with a brand new camera that I'm still trying to get to terms with. So if you really like the quality of today's video and notice an increase from what I usually post, also let me know. I'd like to know if this is something that I should continue to use. But other than that, that is all I have for you guys today. Make sure you like the video, hit that notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video. Check out j3garage.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.